Well, it's been a sad day.
It really
of
has,
news,
yeah.
And this is one that really hits close to home for us. We say legend or legendary a lot for some people, right? But this guy truly was a legend. We're talking about former Notre Dame and college great football coach Lou Holtz. He was one of one, as someone said earlier today, and we have had the distinct pleasure of sitting down and chatting with him for more than an hour during a special we had at Miller's Ale House a while ago. But look, this is a young Lou Holtz.
Look at how spry he is.
He's just spunky. And there he is. He's just, honestly, that conversation that night was delightful. He just drops nuggets of wisdom with everything.
Yeah, you can tell he's a coach, and is just every chance, every question, he tries to squeeze in a little something to impact your soul.
Yeah, and it really worked. I was so happy just to, to have him impart some of his wisdom on us, and for him to spend the time. He was so generous with his time with us, with the audience who loved him. That man can hold a room.
Yeah.
He can hold a room.
This is true. And so we did a little story just to recap something about this amazing man's life and the time that we got to spend with him. So take a look.
A lot of wide eyes on that sideline. When you look behind Lou Holtz and the rest of the faces.
Coach Lou Holtz took center stage on the college football scene as a fierce, wiry presence patrolling the sideline.
All the great teams overcome adversity. Adversity is what we look for.
He won a national championship at Notre Dame in 1988, took 6 different programs to bowl games, and won National Coach of the Year twice.
He's one of the greatest titans in American football history.
Coach Holtz would later win the Presidential Medal of Freedom. A man small in stature who would have statues created in his honor.
A living legend in our midst. Everybody give a big round of applause for Coach Lou Holtz!
But when my co-anchor Ginger and I interviewed him in 2024, what stood out the most was his humility.
I was in the lower third of my high school class. If it was not for people like me, there could have been no upper half of the class.
After a prolific career as a coach, Holtz would move to Central Florida and soon conquered television as well.
I wanted a place where there's good golf. I love golf. My goal was to shoot my age. I've done that. Now I want to shoot my IQ, which is a lot lower than me. The only thing I wanted Orlando didn't have was a place I could afford. So
and that hasn't changed.
During our hour with Coach Holtz, he enthralled a live audience with plenty of laughs and a heaping of wisdom.
I don't care what you achieve in this world. I don't care how much money you make. If you aren't successful as a husband and a father, you failed. And so to me, my priorities was my faith, my family, and then football.
Coach Lou Holtz was 89 years old.
We get to meet a lot of people in this job, politicians and whatever, all sorts of famous and interesting people. It's very rare when you meet one where you say, you know what, I want to actually be more like that guy.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what I thought when we were with Lou Holtz for that.
Yeah, we had sports director Jamie Say on earlier today, and she talked about how he held his players to such a high standard. And the result was he coached champions, because they know he did not play. He did not mess around.
It's funny when you see him yelling at the big guys. I was going through video for that story, and he's looking up and grabbing face masks, and he's just this smaller guy in control of these big guys, and it takes quite the personality.
Such a sweet
also,
presence, too.
The day we did that, we never really said this at the time, but he was in the hospital 2 days before. He felt terrible.
We thought we were going to have to cancel it.
We thought we were, but he didn't want to let us down, and he just showed up.
It's his generation that's like that. Like, he doesn't want to miss any opportunity to be with people who adore him, who he can impart some wisdom to, which I think everyone walked away just a little bit better that night. And, he gave those little gifts. And one of the things he gave us, Matt, and I keep it in my purse, is this little keychain. And it's got Notre Dame on one side, and the other side it says, "Live like a champion." Live like a champion. And that's how he lived his life. And I'm so happy that to have this and to treasure it, because it's not every day a legend gives you
Absolutely.
a gift.
And he spent his time in Central Florida, but his funeral is going to be up there at Notre Dame, which I'm sure he would love.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
you know everybody's going to show up for that. It's gonna
Oh,
be a
I don't know
beautiful
how they're going to be able to contain that. So he will be missed. He will be missed. He was 89 years old.
Yeah.